all disease begins in the gut. So just look at the microbiome. All your answers are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some answers will be there, but not all the answers are going to be there. So we want to look at different parts of your body, different parts of your inner biology, and get an understanding then of what's going on. So one of the tests, obviously, is the microbiome test. So I think you're missing something if you're not looking at the microbiome, because it's obvious that it's a key part of our immune system and controlling inflammation, and understanding that may help us understand what strategies we can use to kind of help you out. And then one of the other ones is a CT coronary calcium scan. This is very readily available. Insurances cover it. I think I even heard a cardiologist told me that there's, I think, either an area in Texas where they'll give it to you for free because they think that it's so important for you to get this scan done. And that is just basically a quick low-dose CAT scan where you can get a very fast picture of what the calcium deposition is in your coronaries. And, you may think, oh, I may not need that, but, just because you're skinny and you work out doesn't mean that you don't have those calcium deposits in your heart. You can tell us as a radiologist how many times, even when you're not doing these kinds of scans, how many times you see, atherosclerosis on people's scans. And
absolutely. I mean, I see it all the time. Even people that aren't coming in for any problems, you would see them in the aorta, which is the main blood vessel in the body. And you mentioned coronary arteries. Those are the arteries that feed your heart. So yeah, very, very important, cheap scan. And like you said, it's a lower dose radiation. So you're not getting a lot of radiation when you're getting that scan. What's test number 3?
Test number 3 is nutritional genetics. So on one hand, we're looking at the microbiome, then we're looking at, actual imaging. And then another thing we want to look at is our DNA. What risks can our DNA have for nutrition? So we want to know, if we don't eat in a particular way, am I at a risk for a deficiency of something? So you can help personalize your diet rather than saying, oh, eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that. These are just kind of generic recommendations, and they may be good recommendations, that may cover a lot of people, but is that necessarily what you need? Is that best for you? So, looking at your genes as one component of health, and helping you understand how to eat and also how to exercise, because there are some genes that pertain to exercise that come in a nutritional genetics panel as well. And then one of the things I didn't want people to forget are basic lab tests. You can do, and by basically, we mean just getting your blood drawn and going to like Quest or something, for example, and getting some of these tests done. These are tests that can be done in many basic labs, and that's why they're called basic, although they may not necessarily be basic as far as simple is concerned, because they may not be part of your regular physical when you go see your doctor. So they may not be part of your regular routine lab work that you may get when you go see your doctor for your physical exam. They may check your TSH by just as an example, but they might not check your thyroid antibodies. So they may say you have a normal thyroid function, but meanwhile, here you are with Hashimoto's, right? And they may not check. They may check your cholesterol, but they may not check your oxidative LDL, or they may not check your TMAO level, or other things that are homocysteine level, for example. They may not check some of these things that may give you a risk for heart disease. And if they don't check those things, then you're not going to know either. So those are some of the basic things. And then one of the other fun things that I added as a number 5 test is a body composition scan. And I love the the MRI based scan. It's called an AMRA scan, and it's a rapid MRI, and it basically scans your body for your visceral adipose tissue. So it can measure basically how much fat you have inside, and the internal fat content is a better predictor of risks of like heart disease, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, cancers, and things like that. I think of it as your internal BMI. We can check your external BMI and just, it's a simple mathematical calculation of height and weight. But there are a lot of people who may be skinny fat,
I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Thrive State podcast. And if this podcast is bringing a lot of value to you, if you find that your life is just improving with this podcast, that your life is getting to the next level, please consider supporting it. And here's a few ways you can do so. You can do so by liking this video and commenting on this video, and also sharing this video with your friends and family. Another thing you can do is go to ratethispodcast.com/ThriveState. Go ahead and leave us a 5-star review there. It will really, really help this show grow. And this will give me more time so that I could actually give more content to you, just like you got in this episode. And if you haven't already picked up a copy of my book, Thrive State, Your Blueprint for Optimal Health, Longevity, and Peak Performance, you can pick it up now. It became a #1 new release in longevity. Go to thrivestatebook.com. And if you enjoy the book, please consider leaving us a review as well. And the last thing you can do, if you're liking everything here and you want to work more closely with me as well as my team to get you into the Thrive State, go to kienvu.com/accelerator and consider joining the home course, the Thrive State Accelerator. It's really the course that I use. It's the concepts that I use personally when I work with CEOs, celebrities, and my high-profile clients to get them to the Thrive State. Again, the Thrive State Accelerator at kienvu.com/accelerator. And because you're a listener of this podcast, I want you to save 25% by using the coupon code podcast25. I hope we continue to give value to you. And remember always, you are your best medicine.